Welcome back to Radio Nation. I'm your host, Nicholas Pescod, joined live in studio with Lindsay Broughton. All right, Lindsay.
Yes.
So let's continue the rest of our fabulous interview here. So, you've played at Billy Rock, a show in Nashville. What was that experience like for you?
The Billy Block show is, I actually have played it twice now. I played it a couple years ago, and it was terrifying my first time because I was flying down to Nashville, playing with a band that I've never played with, I had one practice with, and then you go and play in front of a crowd in a different country. So it was quite terrifying the first time, but the second time it was perfect. I loved it. It was so much fun. I mean, the people there, Billy Block is great, and the crowd is just there to see a good show. So it was fun. It was fun the second time around.
For you as a country artist, what was your experience? What did you take away from the whole Nashville experience?
I mean, a lot. I mean, going into Nashville, you see how much talent there is, and you see the concentration of how many good, both female and male artists that there are. And you just see that you have to work so hard to get where you want to be because your competition is massive. That's essentially what I took away is that, you can't just write a couple songs, make a record, and that's it. It's an ongoing process that you need to work at.
Did you, besides learning those things, what did you did any of that translate into future work that you did with this album that you've released? Was there things that you learned in Nashville that you sort of put to use?
Unfortunately, as far as the shows go, I played those after I had written the album.
Okay.
So it wasn't as if I could take that away right away, but definitely for the next album it's going to go into taking better care of the songs I write and maybe being a little bit more critical with some of my lyrics and the songs that I have. So that's going to be my next record. I'm going to take what I learned and put it towards that.
Speaking of records, let's talk about your EP here, self-titled EP, 6 tracks EP.
Mm-hmm.
What was the biggest challenge about this EP in terms of either writing it or just putting together, picking 6 songs? What was the challenging part about it?
Well, actually, I didn't even know that I was going to be making an EP. It was more of I was just writing for the record, and I was writing those songs for the record. So I have a full length coming out in probably, we haven't set a date yet, but probably the fall. But when we decided that we were going to put the EP together, the biggest challenge was probably deciding which songs we were going to be putting on it and why. You don't want to put all the best songs on it, but then you say to yourself, well, what are the best songs?
Mm-hmm.
What do people like? Are they even going to like these songs? So that was probably one of the biggest challenges, is just being able to, or having to step back and listen to the songs from a different perspective and a different point of view.
Now, I wanted to just sort of go back and ask a question about growing up in Brooklyn. It's not that far away from from Whitby or anything.
No.
So what's it like? Growing up in a rural setting that's really almost part of the GTA.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty average. I grew up in an average home. I didn't live on a farm or anything, so I knew that's kind of what you were getting at.
Just kind of curious.
But I didn't have pigs or horses or anything. It was just an average childhood growing up. I didn't have, I took a bus to school.
Fair enough.
I didn't
ride a horse to school or anything.
No. So it was pretty average, my childhood growing up in Brooklyn.
Experiences, I guess it says in your bio, you do write a lot about experiences in your work.
I do.
Is there sort of predominant themes in your writing that really stand out to you, or that things that you tend to write more about than others?
Well, so far at this time, when I was writing for my record, I was going through sort of a difficult relationship with someone. And so I think you'll tend to find that on this CD, a lot of the songs are, it's kind of like a loved and lost CD, and the theme is sort of tends to go that way, or, really happy love songs, but then they're overshadowed, I think, by a lot of the sad love lost songs. So.
Now, in your biography here, it also says you've co-written with Josh Osborne and Joe Feeney.
Mm-hmm.
What did you take away from their writing? What did you learn from it?
Oh my gosh, both of them are amazing writers. I also worked with, countless other ones, but each of them have their own way of writing, and coming into it, I was pretty new, and I only had really written songs with myself. so I didn't really know how anyone else did it or how the pros did it. But I've really learned that you can't always be so critical about lines and your words, and I feel like I'm always so picky about my work, and sometimes just the first thing you come up with is the best thing, and you just have to trust your gut and go with that, and you can't spend 5 months trying to figure out a line. So I learned from them that it's important to just trust yourself and go with what you think is best to go with.
Were there any little tricks or things they did that you sort of picked up on after? You're like, oh wow, they do that, or they sort of do this? I mean, was there little things like that?
Not really. I mean, I think I was doing it right when I started off. I don't think that any of them really had any crazy tricks, or I mean, they're just talented. They know how to word things, and they know what works and what doesn't. And I did learn from them actually that in a country song, it is really important to tell a story and to have the who, what, where, when in the first part of the song, and gain the people's interest right off the bat. So
now you also have some upcoming shows, one which is not far from here on Broadview.
Thursday. Yes,
Thursday.
The Tin Pan North. I'll be playing at 7:30, and I'm actually headlining.
Ooh,
yes, I
exciting.
know. And basically what it is, it's just a writer's round, and a bunch of writers that have had success, have had their songs do things, whether it be other artists record them, or having songs, played on TV.
Right.
Or so basically what it is they sit down, all the writers sit down, and each one plays a song, and they tell the story behind the song and how the song came about. And I think it's a couple hours long, and tickets are $10. So if you're interested, it's at the Black Swan at 7:30.
Now, how much are tickets? You said $7?
$10.
$10. And what time does it start again? Just
7:30 p.m.
Perfect. Now, what are you looking forward to about that show?
I'm looking forward to seeing some of the other writers play their songs and learning the reasons why they wrote those songs. And, it's always cool to hear the little stories behind them, because sometimes you never would expect that a song was written about this or why it was written about a certain thing. So it'll be really cool, I think.
Is there a certain way to approach each performance that you do? Do you do different things before you perform? Like what are
any rituals before
I
go on?
Any rituals, or just even the mentality? Is it different each show, or do you have going with the same mentality for each show?
I try to keep the same mentality, but it's really hard because you never know what you're going out in front of. You never know what the crowd is going to be like, and then when you get on stage, depending what the crowd is like, it's going to be different, because you always feed off the energy of the crowd. But beforehand, I always try to, stay calm. I like to be by myself before I get on stage, so I can get in that mentality and I'm not super distracted, and I can do my warm-ups and all of that. But no crazy rituals. Like, I don't stand on my head or do a cartwheel or anything. So
now, how much is a stage presence really important for you as an artist then?
Very important, I would say, because you're up there, you're playing your songs, but you're also putting on a show for people, and people come out, they want to see a show. They don't necessarily just want to see someone stand on a stage in front of a microphone and sing their songs, right? So I think it's crucial that you have stage presence, and it doesn't mean you have to be crazy, but you have to have your own thing.
Is there little things that you do? I mean, how do you prep for that? Without giving away all your secrets.
Well, I have some people that I work with that help me out with what's working and what's not working, and I like to film a lot of my performances as well, so I can see what looks good and what doesn't look good, and what I should do and what I shouldn't do again. So
now, speaking of filming and that sort of thing, social media, big importance today.
Very
as
important,
an artist.
yes.
Probably changed a lot since you started out.
Yes.
Since you mentioned MySpace, I don't know
Yes,
if it's sort of the big,
I know.
it's not really
I don't
the
think
big
it's
thing
around.
anymore. It's still there, but it's not really the big thing.
Yeah.
So what do you do to sort of differentiate yourself from the hundreds of other artists out there on social media and trying to get their name out there?
It's hard. It's really hard. I mean, I try to keep up to date. I try to keep all my fans up to date constantly, so I don't let myself slip away out of their minds. I have a website going, lindsaybroughton.com. It has all my shows, and I'm constantly updating photos and videos, and every month I try to do a cover song, and I allow my fans to pick the cover song, and I'll perform it, and they won't be able to see whose I picked until the video is posted. So I try to do different stuff like that, but as far as anything else, I think it's anybody's game. It's really hard. As long as you keep up to date and keep fresh in people's minds, I don't think you can do much more.
How much has it helped then to have a label and to have a backing, help you out and probably take care of all the little things that you don't really have to worry about? How much has that helped you?
Oh my gosh, it's a huge relief and a huge stress off of my mind. I don't have to wake up every morning and think to myself, I forgot to call that guy yesterday about this and that, because they're doing it for me. So it's always nice to have a team of people working for me, and I can't thank them enough for all the hard work, because it is not like a 9-to-5 job. It's constantly 24 hours, 365 days a year. Like, it's nuts. So they do a great job for me.
Now, you have a couple shows coming up later on in the summer, I believe one in August and one in September. Now, do you have any plans for a sort of a full-length tour or a mini tour or any sort of thing like that?
Not in the near future. I don't have any tours, but I also actually have a show June 23rd at it's Cider Fest in Stony Creek, Hamilton, and it's going to be a really, really big one. It's with some other big country artists, Doc Walker and Jason Blaine, Tara Orm. So that's going to be a really big festival.
Now, in terms of your own music, just out of curiosity, have you had anything been on the radio? Have you received any radio play?
I have received a lot of radio play. My single was released to radio March of this year, and so far we've got a lot of ads across Canada. So it has been played. I've done some great interviews. With radio, it takes a long time to sort of gain momentum and, have everyone else hop on board. But so far, it's been really great, and radio's been really good to me. So,
all right, we're going to take a quick break here on Radio Nation. We're going to come back, wrap up this fantastic interview. So I'm your host, Nicholas Pescod, and you're listening to Radio Nation. We're going to play a song called Sun Is Up by Inna, so here it is. Welcome back to Radio Nation. I'm your host, Nicholas Pescod, joined live in studio with our lovely guest tonight. All right, so Lindsay, we're going to do the speed round now. Super fun questions.
Oh, the speed round.
That's
I didn't know it was a speed
round. That's what Andrew's been calling it, so I guess we're just going to call it the speed round now.
So is it answer the questions as fast as I can?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so do you have a favorite video game?
I
know you're an avid gamer.
I'm already failing the speed round.
It says on your bio that you like video games, though.
I do, but there's so many good ones. Is it okay? Which type of system are we talking?
Oh,
you have to be more specific.
Okay, what system do you have then?
PS3.
Okay, PS3 game.
But we should do like old school.
All right, what's your favorite N64 game?
No, Nintendo. You gotta go like way back, like Super
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
You want like Super Nintendo or like
Sega?
You want Atari?
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay. You have 2 dogs. What kind are they?
One of them died, actually.
Oh, that's terrible. You should really update your bio. That's really tragic.
A beagle, and then
is that the one that passed away?
Well, I had 2 beagles.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Sorry. So do you have another dog now?
Yes, actually, I have a black lab, but he's not actually mine.
Oh.
He just lives around me, so.
He's just there.
It's
like my aunt's cat. It just sort of just hung around, and then
out.
My aunt just adopted it on her own. When you're not doing anything musically, what are you doing?
Basically, I'm always doing music stuff. So.
But when you're not doing that, when you're not playing video games.
Oh man, I really don't have a life other than that.
I wish I was you. Are you kidding me? That sounds like a fantastic life.
No, well, I take singing lessons, and I guess that counts as music. But
yeah,
I'm always trying to improve.
That's always good though.
Yeah, exactly. But other than that, there's not a lot of time. I'm really busy.
Not a big traveler or anything. Not
yet.
Not yet. All right, this is a good question. So you're on death row, and they're about to execute you. What's your and they give you your last meal. What do you pick?
Oh my gosh, fajitas. Hands down, fajitas with barbecue sauce. It's got to have all the peppers inside.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already starving. What's your favorite color?
Pink.
Is there one place that you dreamed to perform at, one stage, whether it's Madison Square
Garden? Grand Ole Opry.
Grand Ole Opry,
mm-hmm.
Yep. Sounds like a good choice. Did you go see it when you were there?
I did actually. and it's amazing. You can take the tour through.
Yeah.
Have you ever done it?
No, I've never been to Nashville. It's
What?
one of my places to go on
You're
this
an
little
avid
trip.
traveler. You should go.
I'm going very, very shortly in life. So it's one of the cities I've always wanted to do. And plus, I feel it's a necessity, seeing as I host this show.
It is. It is. I can't believe
New
you
Orleans
haven't.
New Orleans is the other one.
Yeah.
New Orleans is
Oh,
the big
yeah.
one. There's a lot of
They're big
there.
jazz
I've been to
blues, yeah.
Chicago, so I've seen the jazz there.
Oh,
but-
that'd be really cool. Yeah.
Okay. Is there a place you've always wanted to visit?
There are many places I've always liked to visit. I've actually never been on a vacation though, so I'd like to go to Mexico or somewhere tropical before I start doing.
Tropical.
Yeah,
Is there
probably
anywhere?
Mexico. I'd go.
Why Mexico?
First. Well, I've heard a lot of people go there, and it's really nice.
Doesn't
There's
bother you
good
that
reviews.
lots of Canadians been murdered there in the last X amount of
No,
years?
no, you can't live life like that.
It's true. You
You
can't.
can't be
but
afraid of everything.
that's true.
You can't not ride buses.
Mexico, I
because
hear a lot of good things about Mexico. I hear a lot of bad things too. So I've never been, so I'm mixed. I guess I'll have to go and find out myself.
Yeah. I'd go to Mexico though.
What's your favorite ice cream?
Cookie dough. Actually,
dough?
no. Probably the mint chocolate chip.
That's a good one. I like
Mhm.
those ones too. One artist that you would love to perform with?
Do the Judds count? They're a duo, but
Yeah, sure. A band, an artist,
yeah,
doesn't matter.
the Judds, I would say.
What do you like better, Facebook or Twitter?
It's a hard one. Facebook? No, probably Twitter, because I don't really.
Why?
Because when I go on Facebook, you're on there forever reading everyone's posts and scrolling down, and then you're creeping everyone.
Do you have the
and-
same issue where you get a lot of feed from people you're like, why?
Yeah,
Like,
I
who
don't
do
even know. I don't even know them. And I'm like, who is this Ron guy talking about his
Yeah,
dog?
I don't want to know what Bill did in his
Ate for dinner.
Yeah,
That's
or
the
like-
new trend, I think, is
Yeah.
the posting what you ate.
for dinner, or
Yeah.
I left my lunch at home. I don't care what that guy in fifth period science did.
Exactly.
All right. Have you ever been to Vancouver?
I've never been to Vancouver.
Is there one place in Canada you'd really like to perform?
Probably Vancouver.
And
I've heard it's beautiful.
It's
I've heard
pretty nice there.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. Okay. If you're touring, what would be one thing that you'd want to do on the tour? Like whether it's go somewhere, perform with somebody, or see something, or take a tour, like something really random. I mean, what if you're on a
What would it be?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. I mean, if I'm on tour, I want to be on tour in style, in a big bus, and
Yeah.
so you don't really have
big
to
limo and
leave.
everything.
Exactly. So I'm not really sure. I'm gonna have to pass.
It does say on your bio that you're sort of an avid shopper.
Oh yes, I should have said that's what I like to do in my spare
Oh
time.
yeah, that'd have been a good.
I try to forget that because my bank account.
Well, we
suffers.
dragged it out of you now, so now you gotta talk to us about your shopping habits and how good they are.
I love to shop. I love shopping.
Do you have a favorite mall?
Actually, the mall in Nashville, there's a couple good ones. There's a couple good ones in Nashville that I love, but obviously I can't go there every other week. So,
Right. Are you a big cross-border shopper by all?
No, but I'm planning on going in the next couple of weeks for my first time.
Take a week off and buy everything.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Don't forget to hit duty free.
I know.
That's key, especially if you collect the alcohol. Or the
Yes,
alcohol.
like some people in this room do, right?
I'm not a heavy drinker. Don't, Josh. Okay, so now. Yeah, I know. Good. Don't want to hear about your drinking problems, Josh.
That's a different show.
Yeah, his show's on Fridays at 5. He talks about his drinking problems all the time. Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, then his co-hosts talk about his drinking problem and what he does behind this, but when he's not on the mic. That's why he doesn't talk on the mic anymore.
It's not allowed.
Yeah. All right. If what was your first CD that you ever bought?
Hanson. I can't even remember the title of it. I think it was Middle of Nowhere or something.
Right on. Are you still a big Hanson fan?
No, I'm not a big Hanson
Moved
fan.
on, eh?
No, I used to like that Zach, the drummer. I
Right.
thought he was cute.
Were you into the pop scene growing up?
I actually went to see Britney Spears as my first concert.
That was going to be my next question. So my next question then is, you sang karaoke when you were younger.
Yeah, I did.
What was a big karaoke song that you used to sing a lot of?
Oh, you probably wouldn't know it, but Strawberry Wine. Have you ever heard of it? Dina Carter?
I can't say I have.
Oh
to be
my
totally honest
gosh.
with you.
Look it up. You got to play it on your show.
We will. Josh, do you want to find that song? What's the song called again?
Strawberry Wine.
Look up Strawberry Wine. We'll play that.
It's a tearjerker. It's a tearjerker.
Tearjerker?
Mm-hmm. It's a perfect karaoke song.
He was asking who it's by.
Dina Carter.
Dina Carter. She Canadian, or do you know where she's from?
I think she is not Canadian.
I think found it. We'll play it in a bit. All right. So you're stuck on an island. You can only bring 3 things. Pretty basic question here. What 3 things are you bringing?
Water.
You're on an island. I think you got a lot of water around you.
Yeah, but it could be salt water.
That's true.
It's most likely salt water.
That's true.
Because if it's not, I'm swimming. You
could be up north. You could be on Peely Island and
this is true.
Lake Erie. Well, you could just take a ferry and go to Ohio. So it really doesn't. That's not part of the question here.
All right. Okay. So, water.
Right.
My boyfriend for the conversation and the laughs. Right.
Doesn't. Also, that he's in the room probably helps too.
Exactly. Yeah. And my guitar.
Good answers.
Yeah.
All right. You said you do a bit of charity stuff, or you've been involved with some stuff in the past. Do you want to talk about that?
Well, I mean, my brother and I actually were patients at Sick Kids when we were both younger. So I plan to actually do a lot of work with Sick Kids when the time comes, when I'm able to get in there and do some work. But I volunteered actually at my old school doing some tutoring young kids, and I've always liked to work with children, and I think that's why I also want to work at Sick Kids and help them out, because I mean I don't know anyone that's been there, but it's amazing. It's an amazing facility, and they do amazing stuff. So
good for you. It's good. It's always good to give back.
Yes.
All right, now couple more questions here. You have 3 wishes. What are they?
To be
rich. Can't ask for 3 more wishes. It's not a wish.
Is that a common one?
I've heard people ask them one though. It's pretty interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd like to be rich, lifelong happiness, and to be able to eat whatever I want forever and never gain a pound.
Don't we all? Now, if you were rich, what would you do with all the money? Shop?
I want that closet. Have you ever seen Oprah Winfrey's closet?
Yeah.
I want that closet.
Or like Bill Gates' wife's closet, where it's like a mile.
Is he married?
Long.
I didn't know he was married.
Well, I forget his wife's name, but he is married.
I have never seen her closet.
They donate quite a lot of money to AIDS research and that sort of thing. So yeah, he is married. But you should look it up. It's a huge closet. Their house is gargantuan, of course.
Well, Oprah's is like color coded and everything.
Yeah, I'm sure Oprah
I'll
would
have someone working for me in my closet.
Yeah. Have a servant just for the closet alone.
Exactly.
Is there a favorite store that you like to go to? Is there one store you like?
Oh no. I'm a big bargain hunter too.
Big bargain hunter?
So anything that I can find on sale, I love.
So do you have all those apps, those like coupon apps? Are you one of those people?
No, I don't. I don't have those, unfortunately, but I should. I don't know why I don't have those.
Yeah, I hear you find some good prices on good things on those, but I don't have them. I'm not a big shopper by any means, not even close.
I'm surprised you know about them then.
Oh, if there's that ad where that guy, have you seen that ad on TV where that guy's like, I look for all the prices and he has all the catalogs and
no, I've never seen that.
Forget what it's I don't even know what it's for. I think it's for Leon's actually, or maybe it's the Brick. It's one of those. It's like a furniture ad and he's like bargain hunting. Yeah, you should look it up.
No, I've never seen it.
If you're watching TV, you'll come across it. Okay. So when is your birthday?
July.
Yeah,
24th.
People that are born in July, it's always a good month.
Yeah, I see thumbs up over there.
There's 3 of us in the room then.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Leos?
No, I'm Cancer. Oh. That just sounds so horrible saying that. I just feel bad saying Cancer. Like, I'm Cancer. Oh, that sounds terrible.
I know.
What do you have? No, that's my sign. All right. Before we let you go, we gotta thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Any last words you want to say? Anybody you want to thank?
Well, I want to thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Radio Nation.
Woo.
And, best of luck to you guys in the future.
As a journalist, one curious question. I noticed there's this Factor on the back of your CD, so I'm curious, did you ever receive a Factor grant or anything?
We did receive a Factor grant. They've helped us out a lot with this record. So
noticed.
Thank you, Factor.
Yeah. I guess it's appropriate to shout them out, too.
Exactly.
All right, so we're going to play your song, which is Holding On To You, and so we're going to play it right now.
Awesome.
Hopefully this works.
Sound wish I get up long enough to get knocked back down. Wanna just stay on the ground. Sometimes things get to moving so fast. You crash, flame out, turn to ash. Game over, that's that. You can't get it back. What keeps me holding on is holding on to you. Hold me a little closer, baby. In your arms, well, I think maybe I can face the world just a little bit longer. Lay every bit of your loving on me. I need you and you only make me feel this way. You make me feel stronger when my grip is getting loose. The thing that keeps me holding on is holding on to you. You've got a way to pick it up, mending bruises on the soul, stitching cuts, make me whole with your love. You got the magic touch. You're a shoulder every time I'm doubting. You're afloat when I'm drowning, making molehills out of mountains somehow. Yeah, I need that now. You keep me holding on to you. Hold me a little closer, baby. In your arms, well, I think maybe I can face the world just a little bit longer. Lay every bit of your loving on me. I need you and you only make me feel this way. You make me feel stronger when my grip is getting loose. The thing that keeps me holding on is holding on to you. With you by my side, I know there's no extra mile I can't go. Hold me a little closer, baby. In your arms, well, I think maybe I can face the world just a little bit longer. Lay every bit of your loving on me. I need you and you only make me feel this way. You make me feel stronger when my grip is getting loose. The thing that keeps me holding on is holding on to you. Holding on to you. Holding on to you. Holding on to you.
Welcome back to Radio Nation. I'm your host, Nicholas Pescod. That was Holding On to You by Lindsay Broughton. All right, so Lindsay is now going to play The Trouble with You live in studio, so get ready. This is exciting stuff. So, Lindsay, take it away.
Boy, now you got me doing cartwheels in my mind again. Boy, now you got me wearing high heels in the sand. Oh, man, jumping in the ocean in the deep end, and I can't swim, no. The trouble I'm in is far away together, sparks fly. I know better, but I can't stop no more. I fight it even deeper. I'm sinking into your eyes of blue, and that's the trouble with you.
Well, that was spectacular.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much for coming in the studio tonight.
Thanks so much for having me.
You're very welcome for coming in. And that was Lindsay Broughton live in studio. So thank you very much for coming, and we're going to take a quick break here on Radio Nation. We're going to get ready for Alabama Capital coming up at 9:30 around then. So again, Lindsay, thanks for coming into the studio tonight, and have a safe trip back to Brooklyn.
Oh, thanks so much.
Yeah,
My pleasure.
no worries.
I thought you were cutting.
Sounds weird because I'm sure the people that are listening in the States think, wow, Brooklyn, like New York?
No, I know. I get asked that question all the time, actually.
Oh, you're from Brooklyn, eh? I'm from Queens.
Where's
Yeah.
your accent? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you tell that to people when you travel, when you've been traveling? Like when you went to Montreal, you say, I'm from Brooklyn. Like, wow, it's so cool.
No, I know. That's exactly what it is. And even in the States, people are like, Canadian? What? Brooklyn? How does that make sense?
Well, it's spelled differently.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, thanks again for coming in. And
my pleasure.
we're going to play Lady Missy's Can't Back Down along with a few other songs. So listening to Radio Nation, stay tuned for Alabama Capital coming up at 9:30. I'm your host, Nicholas Pescod. You can follow us on Twitter at Radio_Nation.